This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Parshas Beshalach, Parak Yudale, Pasuk Chav Zayin, after Kriyas Yamsuf, the Pasuk says, Vayashav Hayam Lefnois Boiker La'esanai. And the sea turned in the morning back to its strength. But the Chazal Darshan, the Medrash Rabbah, La'esanai, L'tnai, to its stipulation. Tnai Hisna HaKadosh Baruch Hu Amayam. God stipulated with the sea, Sheyikra Lefnei Bnei Yisrael, that it should rip and split before the Jewish people. So from here we learn that God made a stipulation with the sea, that when the time comes, when the Jews leave Egypt in the year 2448, so the sea would split. Now, the question that the Shem Yishmael raises is, this stipulation should have been revealed to Klal Yisrael and should have been revealed in the Torah when the sea split. So it should say, in the Psukim of Vayosha, in the Psukim of Introduction to Kriyas Yamsuf, we should have this inkling that the sea was, Hashem stipulated with the sea, it needed to split. But now we're talking about after the sea split. We're talking about the sea reverting back we're talking about the dry land reverting back to the sea. It's after the fact. Why after the fact does the Torah reveal to us that a stipulation was made with the sea? Don't we need to know this before the fact? Isn't it more important before it happened than after it already occurred? And the Shem Yishmael explains brilliantly that in halacha, the way that stipulations work is that if something is stipulated with, if that stipulation is not fulfilled, then the maisa is batal. In other words, if God says, I'm creating you on condition that you do X, Y, and Z, if X, Y, and Z is not done, then retroactively, you are not created, you will cease to exist. Therefore, says the Shem Yishmael, originally, when the sea split, it is not as critical to know that the sea fulfilled its stipulation. Because if it would not have fulfilled its stipulation, then it would not have existed and wouldn't have been there in the first place to be an impediment. And therefore, on the way in, it is not as critical to know that the sea fulfilled its stipulation. But it's only after it happened. Now the sea wants to be a sea again. Well, you want to be a sea, you want to exist as a sea, then you have to fulfill the stipulation that you created to be a sea with. And that stipulation is that when the time comes, you're going to split for Klal Yisrael. So it's after the fact that the sea wants to be a sea, so we need to know, did the sea fulfill all of its stipulations through which it was created? And therefore, afterwards, the pasuk says, Le'esanai, that now that the sea wants to revert back to being a sea, we have to know it fulfilled, and we have to know about the Tanai. Says the Shem Yishmael, this explains the language in the Gemara in Chulin Daf Zayin. We know that when Rabbi Pinchas ben Yair came to a river called Nahar Ginoi, Rabbi Pinchas ben Yair told the sea, told the river, you got to split for me. And Rabbi Pinchas ben Yair used the following expression, that if you don't split for me, Ani goizer, I decree, shelo yavru b'chamayim la'olam, that no water should pass through you forever. Why did he use this expression, no water should pass through you forever? Says the Shem Yishmael, since God stipulated with all of creation that it should be subject and subservient to the tzaddikim, so Pinchas ben Yair is saying, if you don't fulfill your stipulation and you don't split for me, then I decree that you should never have existed to begin with. Shelo yavru b'chamayim la'olam, not just in the future, but even in the past. In other words, if you don't fulfill this, your t'nai with which God created you, then you will cease to exist, and retroactively, your creation will have been rendered null and void. Wishing everyone a great day.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.